Hey, great day to you all. I hope that you were all able to wake up super grateful to be alive again another day in this experience. And I hope that you've set that high vibe for yourself, telling yourself that you're amazing and you're capable and you're strong and you're powerful. And you're releasing everything that is not serving you of your highest good, because that's really important too. And you know, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about today, so you might want to stick around for the whole live. And so, do you realize you're lucky to be alive again another day? Have you realized that you are a magical creator in your experience and you can actually make anything that you want happen? And when you've been made to believe that you've been limited all your life, well then, it's different to know different finally. And then you might feel some regret because, hey, you didn't know before. So, had you known the knowledge before, things would have been different. Nah, screw all that. It doesn't even exist anymore. You make your magic happen today and living in the now. Why wouldn't you want to? So there's a couple of things that I got to talk to you guys about today before this massive energy harvesting event today. Anyway, anybody who's a light worker and anybody who's doing this kind of stuff on the planet, we already know what's going on, factually. And everybody thinks that there has to be some great disaster for the world shift. No, it doesn't, because I'm going to explain it to you guys today. You see, when you're working with energy, because we all are energy primarily, when you are vibrating up, well, the things that can't vibrate at that frequency fall out of your life. People, places, things, experiences, because you're no longer on the same frequency. You see? And that's why through seasonal changes of our life and for individual change that we make and the things that we do, well, that's why when you are working on yourself and making changes within you, well, the things that are no longer serving you purpose in your life, that are for your highest good, what does that mean exactly? Well, if something is not in alignment with your soul, so I'll remind you guys again today, your soul knows nothing but infinite, unconditional love, peace, harmony, balance, evolution, creativity. So, if you're feeling anything but the power of your soul, you need to clear the path to it. Because, I'm being shifted. Okay, so I'll go with it. All right. See, this wasn't, but I'm being shifted. So I'm just, you gotta flow. So I will. You know, when it comes to energy, energy is everything. Energy is not a topic of discussion. Energy is not, energy is our life force. Energy makes everything possible. Even an idea, a thought. Energy makes you possible today. Now, whatever you are paying your attention to, that's why it's called pay attention. But intention is a very huge force behind anything that you think, say, and do. And this is why I tell people to watch people's intentions, not what they're telling you, not what they're showing you, but their intentions for what's going on. Well, when you are paying your attention forward, you are paying your intentions also forward. When we are acquiring knowledge, let's say, if you take that word and you break it up, knowledge. So, according to what you believe and acquire out of that knowing and experience, it's going to put you on a ledge. The more you learn, the more you know, you climb higher. See that thing, knowledge? Break it up. Break it up. No ledge. So it puts you on a ledge. What do I mean by that? Well, it keeps you at a certain level of beliefs, of learning. And this is why you have to experience and learn every single day, because you cannot get stuck on any ledge of knowing. This experience is for learning every single day and nothing but. But there's a lot of things that are coming to light and people are getting aware of, and that must be infused into the world. So everybody thinks, okay, there's a lot of things. They're thinking the worst about the shifts of humanity. No. When you're working and operating from an energetic level, think about it this way. The planet was stuck in 3D density, right? Well, under a system that has been shackling us to not being well, and actually poisoning us and killing us to keep us out of our inner power. Because if everybody had the knowledge that I do today, well, the system wouldn't exist. But there's not too many that know better. Because a lot of the reincarnated assistants for the ascension on the planet, they're not even fully awake yet. But energetically, I want you guys to understand that the ascension of the planet doesn't need to destroy or demolish anything. Nothing. And the splitting of the earth, well, there are many different earths running at the same time in many different timelines right now. And that is a little way too advanced for you guys. But when we talk about energetic frequency, you yourself are an energetic frequency. Okay? It's like you are a radio. And you are sending out vibes all the time. And you're sending out a frequency all the time. All the time. You're a device that's connected to an energetic grid of how everything works. Not only on the planet, but in the whole universe. You're connected to that daily. So, if the universe is energetically influencing shifts to assist the planet to come out of 3D density, which it has. We've already ascended to the 4D. But what is the 4D? It's a level of consciousness, an energetic frequency on the planet. How did that happen? Well, not only from the energetic influence of the universe, but the energetic frequency of all of the reincarnated assistants for the planet who have been able to, no matter what they've lived, raise the frequency of themselves and others on the planet. This is how the shifts have been made, because there has never been so many people walking around with Christ consciousness on the planet ever at one time, who know the truth and who are sharing the truth and who are speaking the truth. And a lot of people are getting shut down for it. There's some really influential people that have been targeted in the worst way and shut down because they can't be shut up. Literally. But when you understand how the planet is operating on an energetic frequency, I gotta shut off these notifications. Honestly. Jeez, I'm a crow. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, well. Nothing major has to happen. That's what I'm trying to get to. When you're working with energy, energy runs everything, even your ideas, your thoughts, your speech, your actions, everything. And it's fueled by the power of the universe. Your soul is tapped into everything, and everything is existent in it. It knows no limits, knows no boundaries. It knows nothing harmful. And that's why it's a discrepancy when we have to live traumatizing events and painful events and hurtful events. Because it's a contradiction to how our soul is governing your existence. Well, energetically, with the planet shifting, what the real ascension is, it is a frequency on the planet because of a level of awareness of knowledge. You see? So it's tying back to the knowledge statement. No ledge. So according to knowledge, man has been put on a ledge and not able to grow to full potential and capacity because of the cap of knowledge that was put there for them intentionally. This is why you must continue your learning and always find your own truth. If there's something that you're curious about, look it up. Why would you not? If there's something that's coming up in you, you got to address it. Don't distract yourself from it. And I've heard way too many people talking so much shit when it comes to, oh, well, I felt like this, but I just brushed it off. What are you, stupid? Fucking work through it. Figure out why you're feeling like that and release it. Because if you don't, you are going to store it. And this is a major problem. But energetically, what's going on and why the shifts have been made on the planet and they keep occurring is because we've been having energetic influence of the universe to assist, instead of being wiped out. So, yeah, the only thing people have to do is look inside and get right with who they are. Because that is the only thing you have to do to get in line with this ascension going on the planet. Look, put it this way. Nothing is operating any different except for the fact everything is amplified. So your choices and the effects of them are amplified. So if you choose to be a harmful being to yourself, and what does that mean? It means self-mutilation by ideas and thoughts and speech alone. Because whatever you're thinking, saying, and doing, no matter what it is, you are connected to everything and all. So if you are talking to somebody and you are putting your life force into that, and you are giving life to all that you say, you are either being constructive and creative and in flow with your soul, or you are being destructive. There is no ands, ifs, or buts in between, and there's no excuse for anybody. It is a mere choice. Well, I must hold the frequency that I do. Why? Because there are not too many that hold my frequency on the planet right now, assisting for the ascension of the planet. And that's as simple as that. That's why I must maintain the frequency that I do in my state of neutrality with zero emotion, because my power doesn't come from emotion. And a lot of people get it twisted thinking, oh yeah, I get angry, that's my fuel. No, actually, that is your destruction. Because that anger that you choose to embody is going to kill you. I can't get angry with people. I respect free will because I understand the whole dynamic and everything's in perfect design. And I can see clearly whether somebody's in a state of destruction or if they're in a state of creation without them even opening their mouth. I can feel that in their energy. Why? Because my frequency is so high that I feel the distortion of any energy around me. Because there's a few that hold my frequency, but not many. So obviously, any energy that I go around, well, yeah, there's a distortion for me. And people nowadays, that's why it's so important for people to get it right. Because people don't even realize that they're destroying themselves just by thought alone. And that's what I like to call it. Self-mutilation by thought alone. And people don't even realize it. Well, if you're not going to sit there and cut yourself, you don't even realize that you're cutting yourself with your thoughts. Yeah. And your speech and your actions. Because anything you say and do to anybody, you're doing to yourself. Factually, because we're all connected, and everything that we see in another person, we're actually creating that in our reality. So, doesn't matter what person, place, or thing it is. Had you not wanted that in your reality, it wouldn't be there. Factually. None of this exists. It's all an illusion. We're playing a game. It's like a video game. So this video game on the planet that's been going on for years and years and years and years, well, it's switched up. Because the players of the game, well, there's some new players that have jumped in and have been in training all their life for this exact level up of the game. And this ties into what I was saying before about energy and everything's frequency. Nothing exists without energy. Nothing. Everything is created in energy first. And it's created through energy. So, and if we're all energy, so we're all magnets. So basically, if everything and anything is contained within you in the universe, you can have absolutely anything you want. Why couldn't you? Because of your life experience? That was merely an experience. It doesn't exist. It's gone. Can you go back to any of that? No. The only place you can go back to that shit is in your head. Why would you do that anyway? Because anytime you relive anything, like I mentioned yesterday, your body doesn't know whether it's a memory or if it's real happening to you today. Yeah. And if all that's supposed to be is a bank of experience, because it's an automatic programming, so it's just for your experience, quick reference points. You shouldn't be governing yourself from anything that's stored in there, but you are until you correct it, because we've been made to think we got to think, made to believe, so that makes it live in our life. And the more knowledge we've acquired from the systematic way of being is the ledge that it's put us at, capped us. Well, you got to break through that ceiling and find some answers for yourself the way I did. Fuck that. Just accept what I'm being spoon-fed? Nah, and stay in hell? No way. Because literally, that's all it is. And hell represents the heel of your foot, really. And That's exactly the frequency that, is going to keep you shackled, though. So you got to bring up your vibe to your root. But that's a story for another day. You got to get right with your energy. Because you don't realize that your energy is influencing everything in your life, creating every single thing in your reality. And then you want to blame others for what you got and what you're doing and what you this and what you that. Nah, it's all you. It's all you. Everything that we have outside of us, you've created for yourself. In your reality, in your game of life, in this Matrix video game. And this is why death doesn't exist. You got to look at it like this. You're sitting there with a console. Let's put it this way. You're sitting there playing video games. Well, is it the video game playing the game or it's you playing the game? It's you playing the game, right? Well, your soul is doing that for you. In this matrix. And really is what's holding the remote control. But you've been made to believe that you're the character inside that game. Well, you're not. You're the one holding the control. And that's why it's so important to tap back into your soul. Because that's the one running the show. Now, with this energetic shift going on the planet, now that I've blasted you guys with some more knowledge, hopefully to bring you up to a higher ledge of your knowing, energetically, we do not need to worry about anything collapsing and rebuilding and da. Why do you think there's reincarnated assistance on the planet and so many people awakened? For this exact shift. Why? Well, because do you know how many of high frequency beings have infiltrated the system and are working within it for this exact shift to keep humanity afloat? You got nothing to worry about. Especially when Source doesn't create anything harmful. There's nothing of harm in your soul. Nothing. It's you that harms your being. Your soul only knows infinite unconditional love, peace, balance, harmony, creative power, evolution, growth. Hey, and all the wisdom lies within your soul. It does not come from your conditioned, programmed installation that you are running on. That's a bank of knowing that everybody else put there within your experience. Why is it so important to go release the emotions? Well, let me use the video game analogy for you all. Is the avatar that you're using in your video game getting stuck in any emotion while it's going through its fucking journey? Or while it's losing its life, game over? Or while you're losing your power? What happens in a video game when you got a dude with a power level? Well, you got a power level too. It's all truth to you in plain sight. All these movies that you guys are watching and everything that's being put out there, and that you think it's out of this world, and oh, how do these people have these powers and that. They got to show you the truth to avoid the karma. That's how karma's canceled. Because they show you the truth and you free willingly pay your life force to it. Perfect way to keep you out of your power. Literally. Well, there's too many now that are enlightened, that are on a mission to change the world, and we are strategically placed around the world for this exact shift. Because when the shift is finalized, well, there's a lot of people that are going to need people like us. It's not just to hold a frequency. It's to help heal after. Simple. And what's the biggest shift? Well, the biggest shift is energetically, we're not even functioning from a 3D dimension anymore. Because of all of the awakened beings and because people are stepping into their rightful mission on the planet. Because it's time. So, when the elevation of the planet and the frequency, and what's the frequency of that? Mother Earth has a heartbeat, and it is beaten, and it's operational out of infinite, unconditional love. So, as the planet ascends, everything that cannot hold that frequency will just energetically fall away. It's laws of energy. Everything always transforms. Nothing ever dies. But when you're evolving and growing, well, what no longer can hold that frequency is bye-bye. So why would it be any different for the ascension on the planet? Come on, people, wake up. Validation. Guys, you know, and the more you think that there is going to be a disaster, the more you think of all of these things that are happening in the world just the way that they want you to, you're creating them for them. Factually. Because if the whole world believed that we were in the Garden of Eden, wow, we would be right back there. Factually. Whatever we want to manifest in this reality, we can make real. No matter what it is. And we all believe, so make live in our life that we have limits, and we don't. We create our own limits by just thought alone. From your initial fundamental programming. Literally. Everything has consciousness. Everything. No matter what it is. Why? Because we are all connected to Source and everything ever created. No, I'm not religious. Not at all. I know what that is. I have an 1800 Bible here. I think it's 1851. That, I looked through. And it's very much different than what is out there today. I have the facts in front of me. Nobody can deny me of the truth. I have it in front of me. Printed. It was a law. Religion was not, come to church, give us 10% of your earnings freely, come and just pay us. Nah, in the 1800s, that shit was law. Wow. The source of all creation creates everything in perfect design and not for destruction. Destruction only comes by the free will of man. So every day you're either creating, evolving, and growing, or you are literally self-destructing. No ands, ifs, or buts. I don't make the rules. I'm just here to tell you about them. Literally. But I abide by them. When I say that I govern my life on universal law, that's the only law I govern myself on. Universal law. Yes, and spiritual laws, but they intertwine. I haven't had the spiritual laws written on my arm for, 20 years now, almost, for no joke. But no. Tattoo it on you, you live it. It becomes a part of you. That's what tattoos are, and that's why people don't even realize they better watch what they're tattooing on them. Following trends and fads. No, that becomes who you are. And that's why you'll see a lot of spiritual people with a lot of symbols on them. Because it actually becomes a part of their being. Physically, not just soulfully. So it's an expression of soul. It's not an expression of a trend or a fad. And it actually gives them more power and more in tune with their soul power in the physical. Literally. And people want to put all kinds of shit on their body and wonder why they got to fucking... Anyway, I mean, I'll get into that. But energetically, we've got nothing to worry about. Those that are truly tapped into source and awakened fully and aligned fully know that. And there's so much fear being put out there. And there's so many people that claim to be spiritual in the realm of the world. But nah, they're not working for source. They're working to help keep you guys disillusioned, distorted, and deflecting your power to everything but you. I noticed that too. But that's okay. Doesn't matter, because everything that cannot embody the frequency of love, which is the frequency of the planet and the whole universe, will destroy itself. Why? Because it's gone on for too long. Source wants back the souls that have been recycled and shackled to this system, because what happens is you live this life and then you die with regret and you do not accomplish your soul mission and you get caught into karmic ties and karmic debt. So you got to come back and do it. And you just, your soul gets recycled in the system until you tap into your power and break free of it. And it's not a joke. Well, Source wants the souls back, and Mother Nature wants the bodies. Why? Because it's going to help her heal. You know, when things rot and disintegrate and it actually becomes like fertilizer for us? Well, yeah, she wants all the dead bodies. She wants the bodies. She's hurting. So this is what's going on. And what's the easiest way to do it and still allow humanity to continue? Force an energetic shift that is going to literally wipe out anything energetically that cannot hold the frequency. Yeah. So is there going to be a lot of people that won't survive? You're fucking right. Because they live in shame, blame, guilt, denial, judgment, non-acceptance, fear. Fear is what keeps you locked into the fear-based system. The whole system is to induce fear. Why? Factually, to keep you locked into coming back here life after life after life after life to keep paying into the system. This is why it has to be abolished. This is why Source wants the souls now. Listen, man can't get it right. The universe is backing it to happen. There's nothing that anybody can stop from happening, but there is nothing that anybody needs to be in panic of. Because Source doesn't work like that. And this is another reason why religion needs to be completely abolished also, because all of the fear that it installs in people disconnects them from the true source. Source does not create anything to be fearful of. It is all in perfect design. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. So now, because of the free will that was given to everything in existence, this is the system that it is created to keep recycling the souls in this karmic plane Why? Because people sell their souls and their power to everything, person, place, and thing on the fucking planet instead of owning their power. Well, when you're born into the experience in a state of unconditional love, the majority of people only realize this love at their death or close to it, because the more you get close to death, the more you tap into spirit, the veil is lifted, and the amnesia is also lifted, and you see things differently. That's why people die and have the most regrets. Because they sit there and go, oh shit, this is what it's really like, and this is the type of person I was. And this is why people at the end of their life want to make things right and want to da-da-da-da. Well, half the time they don't have enough time to do it. Yeah. Because, like I've said many times, it doesn't matter how you play the game, but you're accountable for it all at the end. And if you can't love yourself heartfully and own your power and love humanity, well, guess what? You're going to come back here to do it until you get it right. Factually. I know I've had too many lives. And I'm very happy this life I've conquered the game. This is why I say openly that I don't have to come back here and do it again. I've beat the system. I've cracked the code. So therefore, game over. I don't need to come back and do another level of this shit. Actually. And this is why it's so important for people to get on the board with conscious parenting. Because these kids are already, they have the same knowledge that I do. But are you listening to them? The world is about to be a different place. And what people, their choices have forced Source to now say, okay. And this isn't just now, immediate. Like, I'm going to be 50 this year. I was only spiritually awakened 3 years ago. Fully. Tapped into Source. Literally. I didn't even know I was in training all my life for this exact thing. I thought my life was hell, and it was. I could feel everything off of everybody. I could feel the contradictions, and I still had to be nice. And listen, hey, I'm still living it. There's not, what I push out, I do not get reciprocated back from anybody. Literally. And that's okay, because that's why I'm meant to be me on the fucking planet. Well, I'm not only support for people, I am in a mission-based role right now for a very huge support on the planet. And have been born to do so. Yeah. So, energetically, my frequency counterbalances everybody in my neighborhood. Everybody. Literally. So yeah, this is why I must be where I am right now, whether I like it or not. No matter what situation, I gotta live. Because it's not about me and what I have to live. It is a shift in humanity. What bigger role could I have on the planet? I can't. You think being a president or a CEO or a fucking millionaire is going to change who I am? No. Not at all, but that's also what makes me who I am. Literally. So yeah, guys, you don't have to worry about anything, because if you tap into the power of your soul and keep it for you, you'll be just fine. But if you can't tap into your own heart and you can't love yourself, well, then you're destroying yourself. And with all of the amplification of the energetic influence on the planet, which nobody can stop because it's universally fueled, good luck if you think you're stronger than that. Factually. Because you're not. You can't stop what's happening. So you got to be right with yourself. Because factually, that's the only thing that's happening. The energetic frequency of the planet has elevated more than ever in humanity by the consciousness that the reincarnated assistants for this mission have been awakened to. Yeah. Can't stop it. Everybody knows the nodes have shifted. Everybody knows that, hey, it's not new that everybody's hearing about the Great Awakening. Well, this is the Great Awakening. This is the greatest show on earth that I keep telling everybody about. Everybody who's alive today is here to witness the greatest show on earth ever in humanity. Literally. And it's very simple. It's energy, frequency, right? So the energy of the planet is such. Heart, love, operation based. So with the energetic influence of the whole universe, whatever cannot sustain that frequency will fall away. And like I mentioned before, Source wants the souls back that have been shackled to this system of karma. And Mother Nature needs the bodies for rejuvenation. You know, because our bodies rot and disintegrate and go back into the earth. Well, she needs some fertilizer. Because this kind of operations has been going on way too long. You know what? And I'm going to... Okay. Something else that I must speak about, and I really didn't want to do this. But I'm going to. You guys see that major game today? I hope that you guys are aware that it costs $6.5 million for 30 seconds of airtime on that game today. Every commercial that runs, $6.5 million. Every player in that game, how much are they making a year? You think that any of that would cost that much if none of you were paying attention to it? Energy is your first frequency, yeah? And companies that are willing to pay $6.5 million for 30 seconds of airtime? Well, it's because they know what's happening, eh? And they know how much attention that it's going to get. So you better watch their intent for that. Well, because while you're all in a high emotional state, you are being programmed with their products. Or programmed with what they want. Listen, it's not for no joke, eh? But also, too, if you haven't realized the numerology today and what's factually going down on the planet today... And everybody's excited to see Sell Your Soul Swifty up on stage. Yeah, well, guess what? Do you realize why these sporting events happen? It's to distract you from what's really going on. And it's to keep you feeling something good in the midst of destruction. Yeah. So, how much money is going into that game today? From the players, from all the tickets bought, from all the airtime on commercials? You don't think that all of that money could actually feed every starving person in the world? You don't think all that money, just from today alone, could shift the whole planet? Yeah, it could. This is all the system. You guys, if you don't see it, come on. Look at the Colosseum in Rome and the gladiators that used to fight and put on the big show in the Colosseum and gather all their people. Well, what was happening behind the scenes while everybody was in the Colosseum? More times than not, war and things that they didn't want people to see and everything going on. So they put all their attention towards the Colosseum, these events and everything, while people literally brutalized each other for everybody's amusement. While there were things happening behind the scenes. So basically, today's big event. Yes, I understand people love football. Well, so do I. As a woman, hey, look, what better than to watch a bunch of men that half of them literally aren't even into women run around in tights. Facts. And how much money is going into that? Every player, every announcement, every ticket sold, It's only to get everybody in the world's attention so that what's happening behind the scenes is not noticed. How does that event harvest from you? Well, it harvests your time, your energy, which is your true currency on the planet. Do you think anything of that would exist if it didn't have anybody's attention? It's a money thing. And all the betting that goes on today, and all of the everything, yeah, okay, yeah, it's enjoy. But that's why I don't even put on the game. I can't pay my energy into that. I'm sorry. I can't. That money alone today could change the world. That's how I see it. And the game is already fixed anyway. Come on. Christ, there's light workers and earth angels and listen, go check out a friggin' video that I posted on my story. There are people that know what today's final numbers are going to be. The game's already fixed. And all of you that are watching it that don't think that, well, then you are deep in disillusionment. Deep. You all better see the whole picture. And why there are halftime shows. And as you guys are all singing along with Sell Your Soul Swifty today, well, you are feeding into the consciousness of the system. And this is it. It's all about energy. It's got nothing to do with physical, nothing. It's all about energy. And as long as it's got your attention, it is sucking the life out of you. And you don't even realize it. And how many people sit there watching the game? Oh, don't bother me. Don't talk to me. I gotta see every move. Yeah, exactly. And you don't even realize it. Yeah. Yes, I encourage sports for the younger leagues and the kids and when it comes to real, genuine, heartfelt play. But this big system of things, no, it's just to feed off your soul. Feed off your energy. Feed off your pocket. Go run out and buy things and feed the system to support this event. But this year it takes the cake with Sell Your Soul Swiftie on there. Literally. You don't notice all of the stars, all of these musicians who have sold their soul and they're no longer the same? Well, because when they get to a certain ranks, they got to choose too. Do you listen to the lyrics that you're singing along to? Or are you just singing them? Because whatever you're singing, you're making alive in your life with your life force. So you don't even realize how many times you've sang along to a song which created your reality. Something to think of, eh? That's why people wonder, Toby, how do you sit in silence? Because nothing is being fed into me, and I'm not going to create in my life according to what's trying to be programmed into me. Nah. That's the difference with me. It's not just about knowing what your energy is and what the energy of the whole friggin' system is working on, but it's also understanding that anything that you watch or allow into your body, you are becoming. Because that's energy too, and that's energetic influence. So you can sit there and sing a song all fucking day and having a great time, and you don't even know why you're in certain situations or circumstances, and it's merely because you've been singing some song that's been forcing destruction into your life. Literally. People don't get it. They don't get it. They have no clue. That's how the system gets you locked in. Because everything we breathe, we are actually making real in this reality. Yeah. It's kind of messed up, but that's just the way it is. And I can't be disillusioned because I understand, I overstand the truth. If I genuinely know how everything is operating, there's a huge reason for that. But this is what makes me different and so powerful, is because I do not feed my energy into anything that is destroying anybody on the planet. Factually. So, and everybody might think, oh, it's the Super Bowl. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. But let me tell you. You know how much energy is in that today? And with Sell Your Soul Swiftie on stage, well, guess what? It isn't the Most High putting on that event. Straight up. So no, I'm not against sports. I'm against what is fueling these huge, massive events that are literally just to suck your life force out of you. Factually. Because while you watch the game, you go into a trance. Because you're so interested. And hey, you want to go and get all of the snacks too, and all of the, hey, you got to be right into it. And the drinking, and the partying, it's Super Bowl. Oh yeah. You guys enjoy that today. Because today, the rest of us reincarnated assistants, well, we've collectively meditated this morning. And we collectively overstand what is going on the planet. But I'll say it. It's the end of the world as we know it. and I feel fine. Let it happen. Let it happen. Because, like I said, that whole event today, that everybody's paying their energy into and their pockets into, could shift this whole planet. There's no reason that anybody should be financially not well. There's enough money for everybody on the planet if it was shared amongst everybody. There's enough resources for everybody on the planet. There is no scarcity in nature. It is the system that has you believing that there's scarcity. It's the system that has you believing that money is your true currency. And it's not. But you certainly do willingly and trustfully give all of your life force to making that money. Oh, why do you think it takes your life force to make that money? And then you only get a little taste of what you've done. Well, to keep you doing the same thing tomorrow. Not me. I'm not feeding no system. Not for anybody. Anyway, guys, you got to get right with yourself and your energy. Nothing can change in your life unless you are stable and knowing in your energy. And if you're wishy-washy in yourself, everything in your life is wishy-washy. If you're not stable in you, you're not stable in anything. And if you're not loving you, you can't love anything else. Because so within is so without. And that's just the law of the universe. Yeah. So, if you cannot love thyself, you cannot love another. So, if you're pulling yourself apart, well, guess what? You're pulling everything in your life apart and everybody in your life apart. Factually. And what's genuinely wrong with you, well, you're finding it wrong with everybody else. Because they're a reflection of you. Factually. So, what energy are you carrying and projecting and playing with in your game of life? Are you shackled on a knowledge level basis of the system which keeps you in the system of operating the way you do and of feeding into the system and destroying the earth? Or are you loving yourself fully, full acceptance, unconditionally, which is again a reversal of how we've been brainwashed to love, because we've been brainwashed to believe, oh, people have to be worth it, and you have to be this way or that way or this way to be loved. And if you're not, well, then you're not worthy of it. That's all bullshit. Source of creation loves everything. That is the force of our life. And not one person in the planet is less deserving of it than another, because that's what gives us our experience to begin with. So, all the judgment, shame, blame, guilt, denial that you have for anybody, including yourself, has to stop. Simple. If you choose to do that to yourself, you are destroying yourself. Like I said the other day, let me grant you goodbye. When I know that death doesn't exist, honestly, I couldn't give a shit who's being wiped off the planet. It doesn't exist. Death doesn't exist. So, yes, it's hard for people to deal with death. I'm not trying to be insensitive to that, but when you realize it doesn't exist, how can it exist? If your soul is always connected to the great consciousness, And when we are born, it is our soul taking our body on. And when we supposedly die, it is our body dropping and our soul leaving, right? Well, if it's always connected, and we're always connected, and this is just a meat suit for the experience, where does death exist? It doesn't. Because our souls never die. So let's keep it at the simplest form. So how does death exist if our soul never dies? Can somebody explain that to me? And until you can, you better think about it. Factually. Doesn't exist. There's ends to things which cause new beginnings, but it doesn't matter who's left this experience that has been in your life. If you're tapped into your soul, you still talk to them on a daily. Literally. Because you're still connected to every soul on the planet. See, this is the thing. Your soul and my soul, we're all connected. The meat suit is what separates us. That's it, in our free will and choices. Other than that, we're the same. You got a soul, I got a soul, we are the same. Actually. What makes me different is I have the complete understanding of what is genuinely going on the planet. Why? Because I'm here to shift it. And I have to know, truthfully, raw, real honesty about really what's going on in the system we've been shackled to. And yes, ancient history. And yes, everything like that. Because, hey, it's not a joke, and I've been saying it for months, when this shift is to reinstall the Emerald Tablets of Destiny. You better go and invest in yourself and go and look that up. Just like I told you guys all, go check out Thoth. Check out Enoch and the 3 books of Enoch. Because in doing so, you will understand Metatron. Who's Metatron? Same symbol cube on my books. Metatron is the scribe of the heavens. Keeps note of every single thing that you think, say, and do of every living being on the planet. So you wonder how I know? Well, because Metatron tells me so. If you don't know who Metatron is, go look it up. You know, my last book that I did, A Spiritual Guide to Source, a complete all-knowing resource. Literally it is. Tells you about the angels. Tells you about the fallen angels, the story behind it. Tells you about which each angel does, their specifications and their qualities and their, you know. Because you can call on certain angels for certain things. Because they all have a special role. And a specialty. Well, if you're interested in meeting the angels, go get my last book. Because that'll teach you pretty much everything you need to know. But do you want to increase your knowledge? Or do you want to stay capped at what you know? That's up to you. Me, I expand my learning every single day. I have to. If I don't, there's no point to any of this. Literally. What, to get caught in some repetitive pattern that is destructive for all of man and humanity and sit back and just cry about it? And do the same thing as everybody else on the planet? Sit there in shame, blame, guilt, denial, and fear and try to blame everybody else but themselves? Nah. I wasn't born to do that. Nor will I accept that for myself or for anybody on the planet. That's what makes me different. Guys, I love y'all. Send you out lots of love for a magical day. And I hope and pray that you guys really get lined up with your energy. And if you really want to understand your energy, that's when my third book, Wise Up to Rise Up, will come into play for you. Because that book is all about energy. And what happens to your being when you contain lower energy, and what happens if you're running on lowered energy, and how to restabilize your energy. And my books aren't the way they are for no reason. And when I tell you these books that I've put out to the world are not from my programmed mind and subconscious that has to run all my being, no. These books are all since my spiritual awakening 3 years ago. So I've written 10 books in 3 years. Yeah. All because I was demanded to do so. So I did. Yeah. So it's all good. But what are you guys doing for the world and for yourselves? Are you loving yourselves? Fully? Unconditionally? Or are you picking yourself apart? Sitting there shaming yourself, talking shit about yourself, and creating that to be your life, and then wondering why your life is shit. Well, what kind of energy are you creating with? Because if your energy is shit, well, so is everything you're creating. Facts. Well, the planet's done with the shitty energy and the recycling of it and the destructive ways. Why wouldn't it be? There's nothing that can live in a state of suffering without it being no longer able to heal. So we are causing inhabitable conditions on the planet for humanity. Well, when you create uninhabitable conditions within your avatar meat suit for your experience, what happens? Your soul checks the fuck out. So we all have a chance right now. Because that's exactly how nature is working. It's elimination of the weakest. And what's the weakest? Is the ones that are creating inhabitable conditions within their own being. Which is a contradiction to the fuel that you're being fueled for your experience. Simple. Doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that out. It's called keep it simple, less is more, and there is no limits. Literally, there are none. You limit yourself by what you think, say, and do. You limit yourself by what you choose to fuel yourself with. You limit yourself by what you choose to sing along to. You limit yourself by what you choose to think, say, and do about everybody else in your life. Factually. And that's why every day when you wake up, you have the power to construct your day and your experience to be any way you want. You're not the person that you were yesterday, and stop believing that you are, because that shackles you to relive your yesterday. And you've already done that. So why are you going to do it again? By mere choice, so you have something that gives you meaning in your life because you can't figure out anything else? How do you know what is meant for you if you don't explore it? How do you know what makes you feel good as a human being if you can't even look at yourself? And take a look at why you don't feel as powerful as I do today. How do I feel today? I feel powered by the whole universe. That's how I feel today. And I'm grateful to be alive in this experience. And I'm grateful to have been appointed and chosen to do exactly what I'm doing. Somebody's got to do it. Well, I understand why I took it on to do it. And why I must be of the magnitude of energy that I am. How many of you guys would actually get it if I wasn't this rough? Yeah, I gotta shock your system. I gotta disrupt your patterns. Well, count on me for that. Anyway, I love you all. Get the most out of your day. Set that high vibe. And if you are entertaining the energy harvesting event today and fueling it with your attention and your life force, well, understand that you're feeding the system. And the poster child for the halftime event, Sell Your Soul Swifty, come on. It's time for y'all to wake the fuck up. Yeah. That's what makes me different. There is nothing in this world that'll feed off of me because I'm here to shift it. I love you all. Have a great day. Set a high vibe. Peace.